healthy people to die suddenly. According to a poll released Tuesday by health policy organization KFF, around 10% of all adults think the claim is definitely true, and 23%
19 vaccines and therapies. That includes brand new vaccines, new antibody treatments, and more, all part of a larger federal funding initiative to combat the coronavirus. Well, we are less than 24 hours now before the first GOP debate, and all eyes are on the one candidate who says he will not be there. Former President Trump will not attend ahead of his Thursday court appearance. Governor Ron DeSantis, former Vice President Mike Pence, and Senator Tim Scott are among those who will take the stage. The GOP hopefuls say they want to focus on the issues.
Going to go away. This virus is not the same virus. This is not the lethal form of the virus. These are variants that come up as viruses sort of struggle to be contagious. They lose their lethality. So this is not the same danger in terms of the virus itself. And then finally, people have protection. People have biological protection. More than 95% of people in most populations have long-lasting memory immunologic protection that comes on, you're reinfected, and prevents severe disease. And that protection is mainly from having had COVID or from having had vaccines. And so this is not the same situation, and we can't panic. And I'm not even sure we should even be monitoring like we are obsessively doing infections of COVID.
All right, and on the digital front, YouTube says it will censor content that contradicts the WHO's guidelines. What's the significance of this, and what should be done to ensure the free flow of information?
Well, this is antithetical to a free society. It's opposite to what we as a free society need to determine what's truth. You cannot have truth-seeking without the free flow of information. Very ironic. In fact, it's really shameful, that kind of behavior, because if they're going to censor misinformation, they must censor the WHO. They must have censored the WHO repeatedly over the past few years of this pandemic, because the WHO has been putting forth incorrect, misleading, and dangerous information. Like, number one, that the infection fatality rate was 50 to 100 times higher than what it really was. Number two, that they praised China for being transparent when they were blocking access to critical information. Number three, the WHO agreed with China there was no human-to-human transmission of SARS-2. And frankly, the WHO has praised China for, quote, being a model for the pandemic response, even though China was one of the most barbaric and really, frankly, broke all really humanitarian principles and standards with what they did to their population in their barbaric lockdowns that really can never be repeated. This is really unacceptable behavior. If the WHO thinks that's okay, then we really have not even scraped the surface of how illegitimate the WHO is.
Dr. Scott Atlas, always great to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much. Jason Blair brings us more from a hearing today in San Francisco.
We know that RFK Jr. is challenging President Biden in the 2024 election, but he's also suing Google and YouTube during his campaign. I'm outside a U.S. courthouse in San Francisco where prosecutors want a restraining order on the tech giant. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. did not attend Monday's hearing, which was set before Judge Trina Thompson. Kennedy initially filed for a temporary restraining order on August 2nd against Google and YouTube. On Monday, the judge held the beginning of the case and will continue with a slew of hearings. Kennedy, a Democratic candidate running for the 2024 election, accuses that Google worked with the federal government on disinformation policies, censoring political opponents and their videos. Kennedy's lawyer told the Epoch Times,
"These kind of motions are very hard to win, but we think, given the importance of the political issues, that it's that she should think seriously about granting it. I hope she does grant it."
According to the complaint, YouTube removed a video of Kennedy's March 2023 speech at the New Hampshire Institute of Politics, posted by Manchester Public Television.
In a true free market, we would be forced to properly value our natural resources
The lawsuit claims that only a portion of that speech dealt with vaccines and much of it was on politics and Kennedy's career instead. A Google spokesperson has told NTD YouTube applies its community guidelines independently, transparently, and consistently, regardless of political viewpoint. These claims are meritless, and we look forward to refuting them. According to YouTube's policy, it doesn't allow content that spreads medical misinformation that contradicts guidance from local health authorities or the World Health Organization. RFK Jr. is known to speak about COVID origins and health concerns regarding COVID-19 shots. In San Francisco, California, Jason Blair, NTD News.
YouTube, meanwhile, is stepping up its content moderation. The platform is introducing a new policy aimed at content it considers to be medically